Hello, John here. Um, One question a student asked in the last class, which is a fantastic question, um, is it better to be liked or loved? The answer to that is, I guess it depends, right? If you are, it depends on the context. So I'll start off with an example of where it's better to be liked. When I finished grad school, um, and I was just finishing up my PhD at Hopkins, I was going out on the job market, and my advisor, very wonderful, kind man, very wise man, Ron Walters, he gave me this advice, and he said, just don't be yourself. And what he meant by that was, keep your cards close to your chest. Don't take strong positions on anything necessarily. Just like play it safe, because you need to understand that like a hiring committee, it consists of a bunch of very different people who have different interests, different temperaments. They're interested in different kinds of stuff. So you want to be you don't want to make too many waves, right? Now, of course, I went out on the job market, and because I'm an idiot, or I don't know, I was an idiot. I didn't do that because I thought, oh, I know better, and I was probably far more spicy and argumentative than I needed to be in a lot of those interviews. And right, surprise, surprise, I blew my chances at a number of places because of that, right? Well, I've since served on many hiring committees over the years, and I see the wisdom of what my advisor was saying now. He was right on, actually. Usually, the person who gets the job when you're hiring by committee or anything that's similar to that is the person who is nobody's first choice, probably not even anybody's second choice, but is everybody's third, fourth, or fifth choice, right? So nobody's crazy about this candidate necessarily, but everybody is like, oh, I can live with her. I can live with him. I'm not like crazy about him. I'm not crazy about her. But usually it's somebody who is nobody loves, but everybody likes, right? That's usually what happens. And the same thing goes for all sorts of things, right? That are analogous to that, right? Now, this is not true when it comes to things like music, literature, the arts. In those instances, or even I would say to some extent in religion, in those instances, it's far better to have a small core of extremely devoted followers who are, willing to die for the faith, than to have a bunch of people who are sort of, lukewarm and, all right, not like, not really into it. I mean, take for instance, Ayn Rand, let's say, right? Like, or people who are really into Ayn Rand, or people who are really into some like, random, like the Grateful Dead, or, something like that. I mean, there are surely books which back in the day sold really, really well, right, at the time that Ayn Rand was publishing her novels. And most of you, us, have never even heard of those people, right? That's because they were really popular for a moment, and people bought lots of their stuff, but they didn't have that kind of fanatical following that causes a particular artist or musician or writer to have an enduring legacy, right? Having that small group of really fanatical followers, it matters, right? You look at, there's so many examples of this. Also, definitely the Friedrich Nietzsche, Jean-Paul Sartre. There's many examples of people who, in their own time, were not particularly well liked or well known, but they had this small following, this really intense following that that propelled them into the future, right? This is the what Nassim Nicholas Taleb calls the sort of the tyranny of intolerant minorities. That if you have a small minority of people who are really committed to a particular cause, and this could be something like the abolition of slavery. It could be, requiring that genetically modified organisms are removed from our food supply. It could be people who want everything to be kosher or labeled kosher or something like that. It can be so many different things. But if you have this small intolerant minority, they can actually get a lot more done than a tepid kind of majority, right? So in some instances, it's better to be loved than liked, right? Now, when it comes to relationships and to close friendships and close romantic relations, there I would say you really you have to be much more. You have to reveal yourself, and you have to let your preferences be known to the people that are close to you in all of their strangeness and weirdness. And that's because if you are just like a people pleaser and you're far too agreeable and you just sort of do what other people, you go along, right? Then you're going to probably end up in a situation where you are surrounded by a lot of people that you actually don't like very much, people that probably wouldn't like you very much if they knew you better, right? So in those instances, I would say if you want to be loved, you have to actually, fly your freak flag, so to speak, and you have to reveal yourself. And doing that means that some people will be put off by you, some people will be turned off by you. But the upside is that at least the people that you do get will be people that you actually get along with, right? All right, that's good for now.